Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. This is Stormhaven Gaming, I'm John, and this is Timberborn. Yep, we're starting a new game. Update 6 has landed, so we're starting a new one with the Iron Teeth. So the last one was Folk Tales. So, let's have a look. This is the Lakes map, which I genuinely can't remember if I've played on before or not. Okay, let's pause up and have a look where we are. Right. Water is flowing that way. I think I have played on this map before. Yeah, I think it flows out that way and this way. Yeah. Okay, so our sources are over here and over here. We've got bad water source up here. What have we got? We've got another bad water source there. And another bad water source there. That's not too bad. Okay. So my first thought then is seal off down here. Seal off up here. That will give us fresh water. A big old reservoir of fresh water. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've played on this map before. I remember coming across here to access these ruins. Can't remember if I've played it on camera, as it were. Never mind. Let's have a look then. Right, what have we got? We need berries. Let's bring a path down here. And let's put ourselves in a gatherer's flag just there. Step 1. Right, we want trees. We can get up here and we can get down here. So let's do both of those things. We'll stick ourselves a lumberjack up here. And if we bring the path along like so, we can stick ourselves a lumberjack in there as well. And then we want a water pump, which we can stick in down there. Okay, get going on that, please. I will, for the moment, pop another couple of beavers in there. That leaves us with 4 unemployed, which is enough for what we're building. We're also going to want a bunch of storage. Oh, I should probably mark in the tree cutting, shouldn't I? That would help. So just all of that and all of that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to want some storage. Where's storage? There's storage. Right, we'll start with yeah, let's start with a industrial pile there for logs. And then we're going to want some water storage, which we can pop one in just there. Okay. That's a start. What else are we going to want to do? Well, we're going to want to come and dam this fairly quickly. But we're also going to want some more food. So let's stick ourselves in a farmhouse there, and then I want to get in a couple of breeding pods. Yeah, we've only got one unemployed, we've got no unemployed beavers now, so that's obviously going to take us a little while. Right, let's get some crops in. We'll get some of this in, because they can eat that straight away. And we'll leave it at that for the moment. Once we've got some more beavers, I will put in another farmhouse over here. And then we'll start growing cassava, because that needs fermenting, I think. Pretty sure that can't be eaten raw. Same with soybeans. But I think to ferment soybeans, you need canola oil. If I remember correctly. Right, let's spin on until all this is built, shall we? Okay, so halfway through day 3, we've got our farmhouse in. They're going to be working on these breeding pods now. We're halfway through the first one, so that's okay. One thing I've noticed is we're not producing a lot of water very quickly, so I'm wondering if we need another water pump. And I figure it certainly can't hurt at this stage. We've had one child grow up already, so we are fully staffed. I've taken the 2 workers, one of the workers out of the district centre. So we are fully staffed. Once that's built, we can take the other worker out. Yeah, okay. What is next then? Well, I mean, housing would be a good idea. That would bump up their happiness quite a lot. Yeah, and we also need storage for the food that we're going to be producing. So let's start with that. Let's get ourselves a couple of warehouses in there. So that can be for blueberries and kohlrabi. Blueberries and... where are we? There we are, kohlrabis. Okay. That's a little more to be getting on with. Now, is housing the next important thing, or do I want a dam? Probably housing. Maybe. I don't really know. We're not on hard mode, so we shouldn't be worrying about a drought or anything for a good while yet. Why is breeding halted? What are you lacking? Water. Yeah, I mean, we do have some, but obviously it's not... oh, no, we got some coming over here now. That's okay. Good, good, good. Right. Yeah, I've got to decide between housing and the dam. I think I'm going to risk housing first. No. No, I'm not. I'm going to get an inventor. And we'll stick that on there. And then once that's done, we'll go for housing. Okay, right. I'll spin on until all this is done. There we go. Day 6. Everything is constructed. Now, I'm going to have to be a bit careful, because obviously we're running out of birch trees down here. Not that that's a huge issue, because birch trees are only 1 log each. But we're going to start running out of pine trees up here as well. Our inventor is in. So we're really looking at getting an industrial lumber mill up fairly quickly, because we'll want a forester to replace the wood that we're cutting down. Unfortunately, that uses power. Let's have a look. Nope, we want power. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. That changes my plans somewhat. I forgot these don't have the small power wheel. They just have the big wheel of pain thing that uses 4 beavers, and that takes 100 logs, which we don't have. I've put in a path up here, and I've marked this lot for cutting as well. So I'm going to pop in another lumberjack up here. So that will increase our log storage a little bit. But we're going to need to put in a power wheel at least, aren't we? And even at full flow, 1 isn't going to do the job. Alright, we're going to need 2 power wheels at least. Okay. 1 there and 1 there. And we will... nope, that's the one I want. Connect up like that. And... like that. Why am I turning it around so much? There we go. Just across like that. We'll prioritise this one so they do it before they do the connectors, hopefully. Because otherwise they'll cut off access to it. In fact, you know what I'll do? Let's just cancel that one for the moment. And then we'll want an industrial mill on there. Yeah, alright. We'll get rid of those, and we'll bring the path straight down there. Right, I'll spin on till that's done as well then. Day 10, we still haven't had a drought warning, but we have ourselves some power wheels in, and we have ourselves an industrial lumber mill. Fully staffed. We're just putting in some storage for planks there, which is good. We also have 60 science points, which is just enough to build ourselves a forester. So let's do that. And let's pop that in Might as well pop that in up here next to the lumberjack there. And then we'll fill this space in with trees. I mean, to start with, pine is probably a good bet because it's reasonably quick growing and gives us 2 logs each. So let's pop... I'm going to put it up to there because I want to keep this space free in case we need to put in more water pumps in this section. And I want to bring a path down here so we can reach everything. Is it worth putting more in up here? Yes, let's get ourselves a stand of oak in there as well. And in fact, I'm going to move this path and bring it down like that. Just because it's neater. There we go. Oh, get rid of that. There we go. Right. Okay. Okay. You can't quite reach all of those, but that's fine. We do have 2 children, because our breeding pods have popped out a couple of sproglings. So there will be someone to work in this eventually. I've shut down this lumberjack flag here. Okay, we're going to need more water storage, definitely. Let's get that sorted first. We'll stick some water storage out here as well, so they don't have to go as far. Right. Housing. That's going to be the next thing. I think coming up here using this sort of dead land up here is probably best. So... sleep 10, we already have 14 beavers, so we're going to need a couple of those. That's 80 logs. That's quite expensive. But never mind. We'll deal with it. Okay. I'll spin on. Alright. Day 11. Literally a couple of hours after we stopped recording, and we've got the drought warning. So we've got 3 days there, so that should be fine. In theory, we might get at least one of these houses done by then. No promises, but it's a possibility. We're not getting a lot of water. Do we need another water pump already? No, we can't. We've only got 14 beavers. 2 pumps should be enough for 14 beavers, surely. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll continue playing on. We'll come back at the start of the drought. There we go. That's the start of the drought. We don't have our houses finished, unfortunately, because I thought it might be a smarter idea to try and get this dammed. We didn't manage that either. But the drought is only going to be 2 days. And considering that we've got some water in storage and a little bit to filter through, we might be okay. I mean, we're probably not going to die of thirst in 2 days. We should be okay for that. But, yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We currently have a forester in, so they've just started planting up our trees here. Our tree cutter here, unfortunately, has broken teeth. So let's change the priorities a little bit. So they'll get this grindstone done first, and that will hopefully speed up this beaver's log cutting. Yeah, I mean, 2 days, yeah, we'll be absolutely fine. We should be able to maintain enough water to keep the colony hydrated until the water returns, so not too worried about that. Okay, there we're nearly at the end of the work day, day 14, and this section here is obviously dried out. Still have a little bit in here that's filtering through. So, yeah, takes about a day for it all to dry out. That's not too bad. We'll survive tomorrow on the water we have. I'll come back at the end of the drought. And there we go. The end of the drought. That was easy enough. 2 days. We still have 21 water in stock. Yeah, all good. Obviously, everything here has dried out, but it won't have dried out for long enough to kill it off. I think 1.1 days. We should get water back before then, hopefully. Okay, what are we building? Well, we're still trying to build these dams down here. What are we waiting for? 2 more logs there, so 22 logs in total. Yeah, we might have it, in theory. Let's turn that on. Let's get a couple of logs in there. Right, how are we doing for science? 74. Okay. Okay, the next thing is probably going to be steps and platforms. That's probably the next thing to focus on. Kind of wondering if we are going to have enough logs to finish this dam. Yeah, we should do. We should do. And once the water returns, these should start growing again anyway. So that'll be fine. May take a little while, but it'll be fine. Right, yeah. So platforms and steps are probably the next thing. I just realised I've built that in the wrong place. I should have put that one back. Although it is empty, so, you know. There we go. Then we can put steps up more easily and platforms to pop another one on top. Right. As soon as we come across here, we can start cutting down some of these trees as well. How's the water doing? Slowly. Should be alright. Should be fine. Yeah. So once we come across here, we'll put in another lumberjack over here. We'll shut this one down pretty much now. We'll start cutting these down. These are oak, so these will give us a few more logs per tree, which is great. We have a bunch of planks already in storage. Still waiting for our barracks to be built. Right, really, all I can do is spin on. So, I'll spin on. Okay, we're on day 5 of this cycle. All of our building work is complete, except for another small tank to store some water up here, and another breeding pod down here. I'm thinking that it's probably not a bad idea to start thinking about getting some more industry on the go. First off would be a gear workshop, which is 100 points. So let's get one of those. Yes. We don't currently have the beavers to staff it, but that's okay. We will do sooner or later. Our breeding pod is in, so that should increase our birth rate a little bit. That's good. And we're probably going to want some more housing fairly soon, but we're okay. We're making our way through the trees down here, so that's helping our supply of logs. We've got our industrial lumber mill back on, so it is turning some of those logs into planks. Yeah, we'll need 25. We nearly have that. That should be fine. And I'm wondering if we need another science jobby. No, not at the moment. And I'm thinking about more water. So, this dam is going to keep this filled with a little bit of water during droughts. That's going to be fine for the first couple, because they're not going to be very long. But we are going to want some way of stopping this water coming through here for when we get a bad tide. Yeah. And in fact, up here wouldn't be a bad idea either. Okay, but initially we will want to stop anything coming through here. Let's have a look then. Floodgates 150. That's what we're aiming for. And we'll probably want a levy as well. Okay, okay. Maybe we do want another inventor's hut then. Alright. Let's get ourselves another inventor's hut. That's fine. We will need it. Okay. I'll spin on it. Do we want another breeding? Let's get another breeding pod as well. Yeah, and I'll spin on until that building work is done and we can start thinking about moving forwards. Day 9, and all of our building work is complete. We are in the middle of a bit of a old age death wave here. We've had 3 beavers die and only 1 grow up. So, yeah, we've got our lumber mill and our gear workshop shut down for the moment. Just so we can keep everything else running, basically. It's unfortunate. We should have some children growing up at some point. Well, when was the last one born? Day 4... Day 3. Yeah, it's going to be a day or 2 before we get any more beavers growing up. But they will. We have ourselves 4 breeding pods. That should be enough to counter the death wave, in theory. Yeah. How are we doing for everything else? Well, we've got 122 berries in stock, which is all right. Kohlrabies we're not doing as well for. They're being eaten pretty much as soon as they're produced. So we are going to need more farmland and more beavers to work it. But until we get some more beavers growing up, that's obviously not going to be possible. Still waiting for the science to build up so we can unlock levees and floodgates. Which we should be able to build some of. Well, 5 of. Maybe. But we're going to need more. So all I can do is spin on and hopefully we can get some beavers growing up, and hopefully it's just going to be a drought. The next one. Shouldn't be a bad tide. Should just be a drought. So in theory we should be okay. But I have been wrong before. So all I'm going to do is let them sort of build up a little bit over the next couple of days and see how we do. Okay, day 12, and there's the drought warning. How are we doing? Yeah, all right. Not too bad. We've not got any more building work going on at the moment. Water-wise, we're doing all right. Could be doing better. We're probably going to need another water pump sooner rather than later. I popped in another lumberjack down here temporarily just to clear out this bottom section of trees that this one couldn't reach. But now we've done that, we can get down here without any problems. So, I have 169. Nice. So let's unlock the levee first, and we'll pop a levee in just there. That leaves us with 50. We're going to need another 100 before we can unlock the floodgate. That's not going to happen before the drought, but it is okay because it's only a drought. It's probably going to be 4 days, maybe, at this stage of the game. That's a lovely thing to think about after playing hard mode. Yeah, it's probably only going to be sort of 4 days, so we should be fine. We might drain the water that's in here. Probably not. Don't know. Yeah, so all I can do really is wait. I've set up over here a path leading up all the way to this bit here. And what I'm going to do eventually is put in platforms there, or possibly just a couple of sets of steps in there, another one there, and then I'm going to put floodgates along here. So that will keep all of this as a separate reservoir. And we'll be able to drain from it into here to keep this topped up. That's the plan. And then when we expand further, we can maybe come across, put some floodgates in over here or somewhere like that. And some more up here. So that in the case of a bad tide, we can just let it flow all the way out that way. Just keep those floodgates open, close up everything else. And that'll give us a reservoir here. And our reservoir here. Then we can think about moving this way. So this is elevated, as is that one. So in theory, we could start playing around with, where are we? This would be landscaping? Yes. The impermeable floor. So we could, in theory, set up a raised aqueduct to funnel the bad water off into storage or just off the map and stop it from contaminating all of this. That's a possibility. We'll have to play around with that. We've also got... are they in here? Yes. Sluices, a unidirectional automated water discharge, which doesn't give us a whole lot of information, but I'm assuming that you can set it to let out either clean water or bad water, which means we could set up a system on these water sources so that during normal proceedings the water will flow through, but then during the bad water, the bad tide, that bad water will be siphoned off into a separate channel. That's how I think they work. Whether that's how they actually work or not remains to be seen. But they do take metal blocks. So we're a little way off of that for the moment. We have our levee in. That's good. Let's stick a path on top. How much science do we have? Oh, nice. Still a little way off what we need. I mean, we might get it done by the drought, but we're certainly not going to get the floodgates built by then. Okay, how are we doing? We have 3 bed spaces left. We have a little food. You know what? I think we need another farmhouse sooner rather than later. So let's pop ourselves in another farmhouse. We'll stick it in down this side. And we will fill that space with more kohlrabi. And then we can use this space to grow cassavas, and we can put in a fermenter over here. Obviously, we need more beavers for that, so that's what we're waiting for. I'll spin on till the start of the drought. There we go, 4 days. I was right. So 4 days should be okay. As I say, we might drain the water out of here. Difficult to say. Obviously, it's going to keep flowing through as the water drains out of this section until it's no longer being filled, basically. That's why I wanted these floodgates set up. But that's okay. We've got 133 science, so we're about 20 off, so that should be done by probably the end of the day today. And then we want to look at steps, which are another 70. That's fine. Our farmhouse is in, as you can see. I've put in another... I've turned off the lumber mill for the moment. And I'm probably going to put in some more kohlrabis, I think. So let's get rid of those there. And we'll put in another couple of rows. Yeah, another 3 rows, I think. That should be fine. And then once these are removed, I'll fill that space as well. We're doing okay. Food-wise, we're doing okay. Obviously, we've got enough water for the moment. I do think we're going to need another water pump somewhere. And I'm thinking that once we've got the floodgates in up here, sticking some water pumps on the bank here would be a good idea. But again, we'll need more beavers. I'll pop this one in here for the moment. I did put in some more housing because we were running quite low. Yeah, that's where we are. We should be okay. But if we're not, I will come back and we'll figure it out. But we should be fine. 4 days is nothing. Okay, so the drought is over. The water should be returning any second now. There we go. So that's fine. We did okay. We've still got water left. If I swing back, we've still got water left in here, enough to keep all of this hydrated. Our food stocks are improving. Now that we've got this second farmhouse in, we've got this one set to plant and this one set to harvest, because this one's closer to the storage. I figured that made more sense. It was more efficient. Up here, this should all be fine. Yep. Plenty of time for the water to return. Oh, thank you, autosave. Yeah, so we're just waiting to get the last, well, now the last couple of points in, I think. Yeah. So as soon as we've got one more science point, there we go, we can unlock platforms. And we will lay them across like that so we can get the floodgates built. And then I will put in platforms here and bring the path across there. And then we're going to save up and get some steps so we can come down here. And we'll pop in that. We'll pop in... No, we don't want a dam. That's not the right one. We want a levee. There we go. And then floodgates across there. That's the plan. I think that's going to be fine. I think that will allow us to store all of this as one big reservoir. Right, I will spin on then. One last time. I want to get this done at least. What do we need for steps? I think it's like 70? 70. Okay, so probably by the time this is done, we'll have more than enough to unlock the steps. And I'll get those in over here. And then I'll be back. Okay, there we go. Our little floodgate up here is complete. So we now have all of this as a reservoir, assuming we don't get a bad tide immediately. So the next step then, we've got all of our workspaces filled at the moment as well. So we've got our gear factory producing gears, we've got our lumber mill producing planks. I've extended our pine planting area there. Just wondering if it's worth extending our oak a little bit as well. And it probably is. Let's have a look. Let's come out that far, because that leaves us space to bring a path around there, should we need to. I'm putting in another water tank up here. We're doing okay for water. We're doing okay for food. I do think we need some more foodstuffs on the go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some steps up onto a platform there. And I'm going to put in some more storage here. This is going to be for cassavas. And then I'm going to put another one there. And I'm going to bring the platforms across. Don't know why I didn't do that in the first place. And this one is going to be for fermented cassavas. And then let's have a look. We are going to put in a fermenter just here. Hopefully we'll have enough power to run that. Maybe, maybe not. If not, we'll have to come in and put in another water wheel. Which we can do here. That's fine. In fact, it's probably not a bad idea to set that up straight away, is it? Let's delete that. We will delete that. Replace that with a T intersection and put that on high priority. And then we'll put in another water wheel just there. And I might as well put a cross intersection on there just for future use. Okay, right, that's that. Let me spin on one more time. We'll spin on to the start of the next drought and or bad tide. There we go. There's the drought. It's going to be 5 days. Again, should be fine. But we'll get to test our little system here. So I've shut these floodgates. I've shut these floodgates. So hopefully this should all stick around for the duration of the drought. We're only taking from there. This little water pump here is the only thing taking from it. So it's going to be that and evaporation that gets rid of it, basically. I will turn one of our pumps off down here to maintain a little bit of this water in this section. We can always top it up from here if necessary, or when necessary. I've put in some more housing up here because we were right on the brink there. I put in a little campfire down here a while ago and forgot to mention it. But I've also unlocked the scratcher and the medical bed. So we've got a little bit of well-being there, and obviously if they get injured, they can use that. Okay. That's not a bad little start. We've also got access to this area over here for more farming. We've got our cassavas in. Our first harvest is on its way. We have 64 in stock. So once we've got maybe a second harvest coming in, I'll turn the fermenter on. And obviously we're going to have to wait until after the drought anyway, because we've got no power. But it might be worth thinking about unlocking the... not unlocking. Putting in a power wheel as well at some point. Because that produces up to 300 horsepower. Which can run a little industrial area up here as well. Other than that, I'm not sure where we're going next. Probably over here, because we've got metal over here. We've got some more wood. And it does mean we can then put in a floodgate up here to block this section off. So that if we have a bad tide, or when we get a bad tide, we can keep all this as fresh water. Does it look like that's draining? Where is that draining? It's not draining. That did not store as much water as I'd hoped it would. Maybe I need to close it a lot sooner. That's probably what's happened there. Alright, well, we'll do that on the next one. But we will leave it there for this opening episode for Update 6. I am really looking forward to getting into the overhangs and that sort of stuff. I do want to test if you can put overhangs over farmland. Whether the lack of sunlight will affect the growing, I don't know. Doesn't appear to. There doesn't appear to be any indication that it needs sunlight. So that'll be worth experimenting with. Obviously, we need to get this sorted out. We need to get additional floodgates in. And in fact, we can come up there. No. Up there. Get rid of those. And we can put in some floodgates just across there as well. Like so. And that'll give us access to this wood. And then, in fact, we can just come straight up here. And into there. And if we pop ourselves in a lumberjack here, we can clear this out as well. Yeah. All of this. Oh, thank you. All of this. That can get cut down as well. Okay, but I say we'll leave it there for this episode. Let's pause you because there's no power. Thank you very much for watching. Please do give us a like and a subscribe. Give us any comments down below. All the engagement helps. And please join us next time. Until then, I've been John. This has been Timberborn. Please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And bye-bye.